No need to stand still. Gonna shoot you down.
Take this!
Darkness before dawn.
I expected to have this talk much later. But given the latest developments, I think it's time you learned what you're really getting yourselves into.
Listen now, my children, as we reveal to you a secret of the utmost importance. Perhaps the most important ever bequeathed. The Sanctorium is corrupt.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll have you know, this information is of the highest importance. The Sanctorium, the embodiment of the gods on Hirion, is corrupt!
Old news.
Yeah, don't take this the wrong way, but everyone knows that already. Except for you and one or two village priests here and there, everyone either fears or hates the Sanctorium, usually both. But it's not like they have any other choice. Without the Sanctorium to petition the gods, there's no magic. Without the mining of the crystals and blessing of the Sanctorium, no magic. At least they contribute to the war effort.
Okay, now that's cleared up. Next step. I'll take it from here, Master. The Sanctorium isn't just corrupt. It's completely lost its path. To the point that the gods themselves have turned against it.
The gods, huh? And how do you know that?
10 years ago, they asked me, personally, to set things right within the Sanctorium and save the world.
Okay, now that's new.
You're kidding, right?
No pupil dilation. She's not lying.
What do you mean, the gods asked you?
When I was just a little girl, the gods came to me and asked me to save the world from a blight that would consume everything.
Nice! Oh, this is Gold! Who would have guessed? The priestess has gone completely nuts.
This isn't a joke, it's important!
I think what my mistress is saying is that she would have an easier time suspending her disbelief if you could show some proof of your assertions.
As it should be. But I won't be the one to convince you. Darian will.
What? Why me, Celine? You can ask me a lot of things, but how do you expect me to swallow this whole? How do you expect me to defend you when I don't even believe you myself?
I'm not asking anyone to believe me without proof. But you will eventually realize that I'm telling you the truth.
I suggest we resume this conversation later. The snowstorm seems to have died down, and we still have a long way to go to reach the cathedral.
What cathedral?
The sacred cathedral of Ulakaris. A sacred place that has been lost through the ages. A place of unfathomable power. Finding it will be the crowning achievement in my tortured existence.
Darian, try and remember what happened in the Elon mines that day. That's all I need you to do.
Okay, now my interest is piqued. What about the cathedral? And Oberos, how does he fit into all this? And about this lost connection he told you about?
All answers in due time.
But the wait is killing me.
This is not necessary. should have started my story from the beginning. Darian, do you remember the time I saved you? Back in the Elon mines?
Again? What is there to say? You used magic to save us all. It caused quite a fuss in the village back then.
What happened exactly?
We were stuck in a crystal mine with all the other miners when the Gurn swooped in. We were no match. I wanted to play the hero, and I only put everyone's lives in danger. All of us thought we would die. Until Celine came and saved us all. She just stormed in, throwing fireball after fireball. She'd never even used magic before, so it came as a shock to everyone. It was a joke for many years in the village that a young girl saved a dozen burly miners.
How old did you say she was?
12. Her magical powers were the perfect excuse for our mother to send her to a convent. The Sanctorium could never have turned down such a talented sorceress. Everyone in the village just went on and on about how Celine was a God-sent miracle.
Oh, I'm sure that finding a tutor to train her in the art of magic is a miracle in itself, especially in a small farming village.
That's the thing. Celine never had a tutor. She learned on her own.
She learned magic on her own. Oh, please. Wait, really?
Yes.
But that's impossible. There's no such thing as a natural magic user. Even prodigies undergo extensive training before they can use magic. And I should know I was one of those prodigies.
It would be a lie to say I had no teacher. The voices taught me how to use magic.
The voices? What voices? What are you talking about?
Mom and I decided to keep it a secret from everyone. Even from you. She didn't want people thinking I was mad.
But
I was 12 when it first happened. I was working in the orchard when a crystal near me began to glow. Something flashed before my eyes and I blacked out. When I came around, the voices were there, talking. They were kind. They explained to me that I shouldn't be afraid because they had come for a reason. They had a mission for me. They didn't tell me what it was then, but I trusted them fully. I didn't panic. It just felt safe. One step at a time, they told me what to do. The gestures, the breathing, the mental conjuring. Learning to use magic came simply and naturally. It was amazing. I felt guided, strong, all-powerful, and most of all, I felt love. I didn't even have to ask the voices who they were. I knew it was the gods.
Celine,
I swear you'll understand everything. Just give me some time.
When Oberos mentioned your lost connection, was he referring to the fact you weren't hearing the voices anymore? Maybe?
There's more to the story, but...
If yes, then that would mean that Oberos...
is linked to the gods, somehow. Yes, that's why I need answers from him.
Let's press on. Great things await us.
A prayer for your wayward soul.
Take this!
Darkness before dawn. This is the moment you realize you've made a mistake. Darkness before dawn.
Take this!
Darkness before dawn.
Didn't you wonder how I knew you were in danger in the mines back home? The voices warned me. And they also warned me that my life would change in the aftermath. So, when Mom sent me to the convent, I didn't fight her. The voices told me it was supposed to be that way, but they didn't tell me what would happen afterwards. Once I joined the Sanctorium, my magical abilities were noticed quickly. For my tutors, it was inconceivable that a farm girl could learn such complex magic on her own. They kept pressuring me to tell them that someone, a rogue priest, a sorcerer, took me under their wing and taught me. They insinuated many things and hated that I wouldn't confess. As a consequence, I was severely punished.
And your ethereal friends, those voices, where were they during all of this?
That's when the situation became increasingly difficult. As soon as I left the country, they suddenly fell silent.
Uh-huh.
It was a terrible time. I was alone, ridiculed for my upbringing, and singled out because of my gifts. Every day I called to them, prayed to them, implored, and I was caught doing so. The word spread fast. The tutors quickly chalked me up as some kind of crazy genius. The fact that I was talking to myself was proof I was special.
Is this why Vaughn called you the Mad One?
Yes. From then on, I was a misfit. It had some advantages. The tutors stopped mistreating me. Eventually, they lost interest in me. I was left alone for a long time, until...
Oh, until I arrived, of course. A special pupil needs a special teacher. Why are you looking at me like that?
Weren't you going to continue the story?
Reminder, I'm an old man who was tortured to the brink of death moments ago. Do you really think I'm in any shape to walk and talk at the same time? Really, Darian? Shouldn't I be the one going senile?
You look better already.
Oh, thanks. I work out a lot. Anyway, this mountain won't climb itself.
A prayer for your wayward soul. choke on this.
It's a good thing I found Celine at the time, else her incredible potential would have been utterly wasted. The brutal interrogation methods used by my ex-colleagues left her in bad shape. She was bitter and doubting herself.
Oh, now. You say that because I took it all out on you on our first meeting.
That was such a long time ago, my dear. Today I can reveal that my humiliating defeat was a simple trust-building exercise.
Right.
As I was saying, Celine was beginning to think she was actually crazy.
Which she's not, obviously.
Luckily, she happened to meet the only man in the sanctorium who actually knew that what she was going through was a natural phenomenon, which had already been documented several times in recent millennia.
Documented? And by who?
The Venatis.
The same Venatis who built the cathedral we are seeking right now.
And the same Venatis whose automatons now roam free in the countryside.
I'm starting to see a trend there.
Oh, the Venatis were a fascinating cast of prehistoric Astrians. It was common knowledge at the time that through a rigorous and ascetic life, some people could hear the song of the gods. The sound of their voices. Through the gods' council, they learned to build extraordinary buildings, mastered the now-forgotten art of crystal growth. They could shape crystals to their will.
Okay, now I'm thinking you might be crazy too, old man.
I'm still running some tests, but this would explain my molecular structure. If this body is of Venati origin, of course.
No offense, Thea, but I already chalked you up as crazy a long time ago.
If my single good eye wasn't supporting my entire structure right now, I would be rolling it at you.
So this crystal cathedral, was it built using the same technique? Crystal growth?
Yes, it's a place of great power. As I said, Celine lost her ability to hear the voices of the gods during her internment at the convent. Now, following the proper ritual in the Venati Cathedral, she should be able to hear them again and ask them for guidance.
Guidance about the cure, and guidance about Oberos. It was all written on the alabaster tablet, remember?
The thing we had to dig up with the Nekaru before we met you?
Yes, it was a relic I stole from the sanctorium the day they expelled me. They couldn't read it anyway. They considered Venatis to be nothing more than old-world pagans.
Just like Carnelians, huh?
Soon you'll understand how that could be a problem for me, Isaurus.
Mm-hmm.
This is a lot of information. I stopped following a long time ago.
I'll summarize it for you at the end.
No, it's not too complicated. It's just that I don't care.
I hope this new layer of complexity won't deter you from doing your part in the bargain, Fallon.
Don't worry, Priestess. The moment you waggled that key in front of my nose, I knew you were bad news. But I find it hard to resist high-risk, high-reward activities.
You know what else is too high? These mountains, so let's get climbing.
Just act like decoys, guys, and
Out of the way!
Choke on this!
By the will of the gods.
Let's end this, quickly!
Out of the way! Out of the way!
Darkness before dawn.
I will commend your soul to the gods.
Darkness before dawn. Where did I mess up?
The other day, Cora told me you were planning to overthrow the Sanctorium elders. Is that true?
Nothing as dramatic as that. My aim is to reform the Sanctorium, not burn it down and rebuild it. Me and Alfarius have already garnered support from several people in the Sanctorium's ranks. Once we have the support of the people, the elders won't be able to deny me a seat in the council.
The support of the people? Wait, is that why you're making those speeches sometimes? That's what Jagholm was supposed to—
Yes. And now, Tyr Kalem, too.
Aha! Nice.
The people need to know that someone is fighting for their salvation, that there is someone they can trust at the Sanctorium. A few villages saved, and the rumor will quickly spread.
Salim will find a cure to the corrosion and become a heroic figure to the people. A savior, a saint.
This is completely nuts.
Once her status is recognized by the relevant authorities, she will reach the highest rank in the Sanctorium. And we'll use it to set things right.
Why go to all this trouble to reform the Sanctorium? Why now? Can't it wait until the war is over?
It can't wait much longer.
Because magic. Okay, I should stop asking questions.
Then I'll take the bait myself. Why and how is magic disappearing?
Crystals are the homes of the gods. They sustain their existence. To support the war effort, the Sanctorium has been depleting the crystal mines for decades. But that is not all. The war against the Archelites itself has caused a major wound into Harion's magic. The consort's continuous invocations to repel the invaders are slowly draining all magic from the planet.
How can you possibly know that magic is vanishing? Did the gods tell you that too?
They didn't tell me. I can feel it. I suspect many other magic users can feel it too, but are too afraid to speak up.
And you just keep piling on information.
This is why I must talk to the gods, restore the connection I lost. It's been years since their last message, and now, Oberos claims to be the last of their servants? There are too many unknowns.
I'm not sure about any of this.
Magic, like everything else on this earth, is a finite resource. Keeping it alive is the gods' eternal struggle. It's not common knowledge, but there have been many, many demonstrations of this fact throughout history. Just like the ebb of the tide, the rhythm of the moons, the sun, it comes and goes. Gods sometimes enter stages of lethargy, and magic slumbers with them.
Theories and lines from old books, Alfarius.
Remember the Raslan Comet?
That old legend? It was more than a millennium ago. It's no more than a bedtime story for children. I mean, a gigantic comet stopped dead in its tracks by a divine, mysterious power before it could crash down on Harion? Who would actually believe that?
They can't and they won't. Gods are a benevolent force. They will always try to help us, no matter the cost. They wouldn't have sent me if there was any other way.
That's, rather convenient, huh?
Could a mother deny a crying baby her bosom? Impossible! It's the same relationship between the gods and the humans. The gods cannot deny us their magic.
You have quite a way with words, Alfarius. At least her story seems consistent. Even that Oberos fellow mentioned Celine's lost connection to the gods.
Okay, now Oberos is going to corroborate Celine's story. What am I supposed to make of that?
We could just accept it as fact.
Is that all of this is true? Is that it? Good grief. How the hell am I supposed to deal with this? The whole time you were playing a high-stakes game right under my nose. And all along, I'm just the sucker who wants to save his mom and protect his sister.
It doesn't change anything, Darian. I need you at my side more than ever. And we are still doing this to save Mom. It just so happens that the fate of the world also hangs in the balance.
This is crazy.
Yes! This is crazy! It's got all the ingredients. A desperate bid to save the world and take over the Sanctorium too. It's completely megalomaniac, with just a zest of lost cause. Truly wonderful. And here I thought we were just looking for a boring old cure. Oh, now that's great. That's really great.
Do you realize how much this whole plan hangs on you, Isaurus?
I do. And I stand by what I have told you. We will find the silver-haired girl.
And you guys?
I still don't care, by the way. I'm already wanted by most of the authorities in Harrion. Even if this Vaughn or any other fanatic from the Sanctorium tries to stop you from attaining your goal, it simply means more fighting. And I'm down with that.
And I have no choice.
Okay, I'm glad we're finally done with the drama. Now, can we at least push on to the final stretch of our journey?
Thea, do you... what you said you do...
The sum up, you mean? Yes. I will be able to summarize in words that even a 5-year-old can understand.
Make it for a 5-year-old who thinks his sister's crazy.
I'm glad somebody's enjoying all this.
Sleep. I will prepare the symbiosis. You and your ragtag bunch of misfits should use this precious time to explore the surroundings.
A question first. What do you know about doppelgangers?
Do you mean that Oberos fellow?
I've never met such a powerful being in my life. He was even stronger than the man he stole his shape from. He was even stronger than me when he assumed mine.
Now, Celine, if all that you say is true, if this really is a doppelganger, we may have another problem in our hands. Doppelgangers are by essence duplicitous creatures, but they are also supposed to be divine messengers. In the old legends, they were sent by the gods to visit a chosen one and bequeath them with power and a mission.
He told me he came down here because I failed my own.
What can I say? If this is true, we're neck deep in Warmash, Celine. But then again, we're here to get our answers from the gods themselves. Let's not despair just yet. So, scrab along with the other kids while I prepare everything.
This fairy tale has a somewhat bad ending.
No need to translate this one.
It's Oberos's tower with fire raining upon the land.
Just like he promised you back in the scrapyard, huh?
Can you translate this, Celine?
The Venatis have built this tower in order to prevent the worst from happening. Upon betrayal, the Herald will seize the God Machine and command it to cleanse Harrion and save it from impending doom?
Definitely not good.
Only a select few will survive this ordeal. A millennium of dreams will pass for them. On their awakening, they will be free, and life on Harrion will flourish. Again.
So, the Vantas have prepared a tower so that Oberos could destroy everyone in Harrion, save for a select few.
Oberos conducted human sacrifices to power his machine. It's just the same everywhere.
What do you mean?
That we have to stop this.
We agree on that.
A question here. As I understand it, the Vantas built this tower to prevent the worst from happening. What if by mistake we allow the world to end because we prevent Oberos from carrying out his plans?
What could be worse than the extinction of all life on Harrion?
Of all life, except the lucky few. Chosen by Oberos? I don't know. Impending doom sounds quite ominous. Maybe it's the corrosion.
Destroying everyone on Harrion to preserve a few people is not the way.
I agree. We are not going to let everyone die because some madman has decided to purify the world.
And if this all-consuming blight is the corrosion, we still have to find its cure.
No objection there.
What's this?
Answers.
Or more questions.
Can you make sense of any of this?
To some extent, I can read the writing itself, but inevitably lose the meaning behind it.
So, what do we have here?
Prophecies. Venati writings often follow diverging lines, paths. Rather than describe a unique truth, they recount all possible outcomes, as if the future was always in movement.
Why call them prophecies, then? Those are more like speculations, right?
There is always a component of certainty in their foretelling. No matter how the story diverges, there is always a foundational event at its origin. A foundational event that triggers waves of possibilities. But the rest is cryptic, vague.
This thing, it looks like a...
It's the Raslin Comet. The gigantic meteor that threatened to destroy Junor a millennium and a half ago.
It could be just some kind of fairy tale.
Oh, the meteor exists, actually. I went to Juno once, when I could still afford it. The meteor is still there, all right, in all its glorious stillness. I've seen it with my own 2 sober eyes. They even put a little mausoleum there, so that pilgrims can waste money.
Every civilization around the world reported sightings of the comet. Then the gods went dormant for several centuries. People didn't use magic again until the Cyrus era. It seems that the Venatis predicted the arrival of the meteor, and that the gods would have prevented the destruction of Harian. It's not the only documented occurrence of godly intervention. Throughout the ages, there have been countless floods, eruptions, and earthquakes that were miraculously prevented. The gods have always protected us.
But not this time, apparently.
What do you know? Maybe I'm the miracle they sent.
Joking about this already? Let's see what else there is. And this...
It's, what is this?
I don't know. My heart is racing for some reason.
Where did... Have I seen this before?
I don't know why, but this is somehow painful to look at.
You feel it too, Yosaurus?
Sadness, madness, chaos. As if the worst is yet to come.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Can you read it, Celine? Tell us what it's about.
I can't read it. It's like the characters wriggle out of my sight every time I try to grasp them.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is really pretty.
I concur. If anything, this engraving has a comforting, homely feel.
Take a snapshot, Thea. We'll probably fetch a good price for this.
Felon!
Oh, can't even joke around here.
Maybe it's some kind of ancient magic they weaved into the carving.
We should... I think we should go and see if Alfarius has finished his preparations.
I agree.
What now? a little comic strip. Hope it's funny.
In Harion's darkest hour, a divine envoy, a herald appointed by the few remaining divines, will descend into the world to visit the chosen. They will wear the same face. They will speak with the same voice. The chosen will recognize their other half, shaped as their perfect reflection. Upon their epiphany, the chosen will understand the true nature of their mission.
What's this story about a chosen one? Is this Herald Oberos?
Wear the same face. Perfect reflection.
Oh, it seems like your vanitous friends here are pretty much corroborating Oberos's claims. The last of the god's servants, was it?
Syl told me Oberos was dead set on finding Korra. Can we conclude that Korra is supposed to be the chosen one? Damn, this is getting bigger by the minute, and I still don't even think we're starting to see the big picture.
The prophecy doesn't end there. It starts diverging into multiple branches. Upon failure, Harion will bleed out its one too many wounds. Both the gods and mankind will wither into oblivion. Upon acceptance, the Chosen One and the Herald will become one and the world will be saved. Upon rejection, the Herald will decay into a demon and set fire to the world before destroying itself.
That seems completely rational.
What does that mean? What's going to happen?
I don't know.
So, Oberos being the god's grunt is pretty much confirmed then? You guys don't look too fresh about that.
And you seem like you don't even care.
Meh, I don't believe in gods.
Where's magic coming from then?
Dunno, can't use it anyway, and wouldn't care less if I did.
We're talking about the fate of Harion here.
Look at you guys, shaking in your boots because some guy freewheeled his chisel on a stone mural a few centuries ago.
There are too many coincidences to simply dismiss it.
Hey, I'm just saying. In any case, God's herald or whatever, it will make a fine trophy for my collection. Click, click, hallelujah, and kaboom.
Sometimes even I can't understand what you're saying.
Fallon Hildegard, sky pirate extraordinaire, dilettante, philanthropist, and god-slayer. How grand does that sound?
The symbiosis is ready. You probably have a lot of questions, but you will have to address them to the gods themselves.
Okay.
Don't forget Celine. From now on, you're on your own.
I'll be okay.
What's going to happen?
Symbiosis. This lotus flower.
This Nulumbo Nucifera.
The Nulumbo Nucifera that Alfarius has grown here is naturally attuned to the cathedral's strong magical current. When I commune with it, I will enter a trance state in which our life forces will intertwine.
Now, it's been a long time since I practiced magic, but I remember that delving into the deepest magical layers is somewhat dangerous.
It is dangerous.
And incredibly painful.
Painful?
There's a limit to the amount of magic a body can withstand. I've trained myself to endure it. So, I'll get to it and start my meditation.
We will leave now, Celine.
Wait, shouldn't we just stay around in case she needs something?
No, she doesn't. Even the tiniest disturbance could have disastrous consequences. She needs total privacy.
Privacy, huh? Got it. Let's go, guys. The sooner we're done with this magical nonsense, the better. I'm getting bored of this place already.
Look at you two guys' faces. Are you worried about me?
Of course I'm worried, Celine. You're going to places where I can't help you.
Where no one can help me.
Come, Darian. All we can do is trust her.
Easy for you to say she's not your sister.
Yeah, of course it's easy for me to say. It's not like I'm a human being or anything who might get emotionally attached to the nicest people he's ever met in his whole sordid life or anything.
It's... You know what I mean.
Come on, Worrywart, she'll be fine. Don't make me lie now, Celine.
Oh, I know how uncomfortable you are with that. Thanks, guys. See you soon.
Another one of those golems.
Oberos is trying to disrupt the ritual!
The hell with this ritual! We have a situation here! I say we grab Celine and bring her here!
No! Don't even think about it. A breach of concentration could be fatal. We must stand our ground until she finishes the ritual.
Then it's up to us.
Warming up.
Gun loaded.
Let's go!
Let's start gathering datas. Attacking! Proceeding.
It's armor.
An antique body.
This will hurt, and not in a good way.
I feel nothing.
Applying long-term strategy. Proceeding. Such an antique body.
I feel curtain, nothing falls.
No need to stand still. Gonna shoot you down either way.
Attacking!
Damn it!